I apologize.
Uh-oh.
I'm just going to apologize before we start talking about it because we can't escape this biracial bandit.
Bro.
Yo, what's up with you?
We like, he is just present. And I will say this, because I feel like we give him a lot of shit on this podcast, just because.
No, we don't.
I got some today.
I think we're pretty honest in our opinions.
I got some today.
At least I'll speak for myself.
No, I believe we are, but I think our criticism, my criticism, I'll speak for myself, my criticism, I've been very kind of heavy-handed because there's an expectation for the greats, for me, right? And so maybe that's what it is with him. But I do want to say, a part of his greatness is giving us something to talk about each and every week, no matter how big or how small it is, right? Whether he's creating burner accounts or sitting down with a white woman in the bed, right? The extremes vary, but he's literally, it's every week thing where he's giving us something to talk about, and it's really good for business, right? And also,
say that again.
And also, because I have this fascination with just how the mind works and psychology and just watching people. Again, same thing I said about Kai Cenat. 5, 10, 15 years from now, I want to be able to look back and be like, yo, what was this time like? It's the same thing with Drake, right? One day, he's not going to be the guy. Everybody has that day. One day, he's not going to be in the forefront. And when that day comes and there's a new guy, there's a new Drake, I want to be able to say, yo, we lived through this, we got to see this, and there was nothing else like this, where anything he does, it gives us a talking point. Yeah. So for anybody who thinks and says, yo, you guys hate Drake, you're a fucking name, you hate him, man.
We love Drake.
All of that shit. Like, I want to put this out there to say, no, we actually love Drake. I do actually appreciate the things that he's done. But there's two conversations at hand. There's hip hop, and then there's, Drake.
Yeah. And if you subscribe to us saying he lost the rap battle, so that means that we hate him, this is not for you. Because I know a lot of people got confused with that. You can say somebody lost in something and just be like, yeah, I still love him.
I just appreciate it. He's great for podcast.
Yeah.
So now, Drake, let's go for it.
All right, bet, let's do it. Pierre, you had some thoughts on Drake. You ready?
I got some stuff on my mind.
All right, we'll get into it. Don't worry, I got you, buddy. So it's funny. The last time we spoke about Drake, I think Nala Simone was with us. And it was when the trailer for the Bobbi Althoff and his interview came out. And I know all of us were kind of getting into how we felt about it, of course. And some of our talking points were around, why is he not sitting next to certain hip hop media? He's not taking that stuff seriously, et cetera, et cetera. And I watched the totality of his interview. I'm lying. I probably got about 10 minutes left. Yeah, but I watched the bulk of it.
How long was the interview?
Probably like an hour, 22.
An hour 20?
Yeah.
Okay, so he did a podcast.
He definitely did a podcast.
A full podcast.
Yeah. And I'll say this, man. It was entertaining. If anyone was here for our Nyla episode, my sentiments in that episode was I'd rather him just go sit to people that he's comfortable with, because he won't troll them at least, or maybe he will troll them, but you'll actually walk away with an interview. I think if he sits down with someone else and he trolls them or they say something he doesn't like, he'll just halt the interview. Yeah. So Bobbi Althoff is a person who he's had business with. We remember when she first was around, her first interview off her podcast the last time around was with Drake. So they ran it right back. And he got into a few things into this sit down with Bobbi. I'm not going to say this was like a expose or a deep dive of anything really super pertinent into his life, but similar to what SaVon was saying, you kind of get a glimpse into the psychology of just where he's at right now, how he feels about certain things. And I remember when Nyla was here, and I was telling SaVon and Nyla, I was like, yo, I think Drake is at a point right now in his career, especially now when it comes to hip hop media and new media, as to where he feels like he'd rather bring someone up with him who hasn't been established yet, who he could have a fun conversation with, and who won't butcher him, and butchers for lack of a better word, or just won't barrage him. Thank you, the clip is right there. So someone who won't barrage him with UMG questions, lawsuit questions, Kendrick Lamar questions, because again, he's not there yet.
By barrage, do you mean hold accountable?
Depends on how you view it. I think Bobbi tried to hold him accountable in this interview. She even asked about his abs. To answer what you're saying, though, accountability, I guess on who you're asking. I'd ask you before we play the clip here, who do you think he needs to be accountable to?
It's kind of, I'll kind of wrap it up because I know we're about to play the clip, but I just kind of, as a consumer of the stuff that Drake puts out, I love his music. I just say to myself, hey, like if I champion an artist or my favorite artist, I would like to hear more from him on topics that, that he's been involved with that I just want to, just get more familiar with.
Which is fair. Alex, I think you got the Bluetooth this
Oh,
week.
yes, I do. I'm going to play
that. But the clip, he kind of answered this directly, which is why he doesn't speak to the media. Hip-hop media.
Traditional hip-hop media,
Was that before he asked if he had the wagon or?
This is exactly what I was telling
He's a liar. He's a liar. That's it. He's a liar.
I don't know what he lied about.
Real quick, because he said, I feel like we can do something special talking about Bobby, but a week later you took it down.
No, he actually got into why they took the shit.
Okay, we can get to that, but I don't believe anything. Anybody who says, first off.
She took it down. She explained it.
She did? What'd she say?
I don't believe it.
I don't know what, I'm just telling y'all what we took from the interview. Damn, but y'all okay?
No, I'm saying, but do you believe her saying that, hey, I took it down?
I don't know.
It seemed that
I believe it. But let's focus on this clip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's focus on this clip.
Yeah.
You have anything you want to say pertaining to this clip?
He just took credit for collaborations, bro. You didn't. Collaborations has been a thing. Yo, Kai had the Nicki stream in December of 23. They had their podcast, the initial one, in July of 23. Which one? If you're taking credit for collaborations, like your sit down, Drake's sit down with Bobby it wasn't like earth shattering. It didn't develop new things, new thoughts of how to do podcasts or how to do anything significant to that degree.
SaVon.
So what I will say, right? He used Zane Lowe as an example.
He did. And how did he describe Zane Lowe? As researched as he is, as curated as he is, and not to cut you off. This is what I was telling you and Nyla on that episode. I was like, yo, guys, I love where we come from. I love the journalists in our space, but it doesn't seem as he has the respect that we have for these types of people in traditional media.
I mean, to be completely honest, I don't care to hear Zane Lowe sit down with Drake either. Right. So I'm with you, Drake. Like, we agree. I'm right there with you. I do not ever want to hear you and Zane Lowe do an interview. I'm pretty sure Kendrick may have done that within the last 2 years with Zane Lowe. Like, I feel like everybody feels like is obligated to go to Apple Music and sit down with Zane Lowe. You're right. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody gives a single fuck about what you and Zane Lowe got going. We don't.
Okay.
I don't. I will never tune into it. I have never. Yeah. And Zane Lowe gets all of the biggest artists. And guess what? I ain't never checked that shit out.
Not a one.
I don't give a fuck.
Never.
So he's right when he says that.
Yeah.
Zane Lowe is a bad example. I think he was talking about Elliott Wilson. I think he was one of the people he was talking about.
It felt that way.
And also, traditional media is very different than current media. I think what from this clip, it sounds like he's using the Elliott Wilsons and the Zane Lowe's as like this traditional media kind of situation.
Ebro.
And maybe even Ebro. Let's throw him in there too, because he's radio. But podcast and black people are still a thing. And that does not mean you're traditional because you're black or because you have a podcast.
Sure.
Podcast is new age media. It's very new. You know, it's not even 20 years old, 25 years old in mainstream form, right?
Yeah, it's pretty
new.
So
I think, again, he sits down with people like a Bobby, and it's very entertaining. But she didn't challenge that. She doesn't necessarily challenge him in that way. And we also know from hearing the Elliott Wilson speak about it, Drake has final say. All of these megastars give you the final cut. So whatever is out into the world, because I think she also asked him about going to L.A. She said, hey, why don't you perform in L.A.? Why aren't you going back to L.A.? Are you afraid to go to L.A., Drake? Right? They try to frame it like she's asking the hard questions. But she's not. Because his reasoning was, yo, I just came off a tour before all that stuff happened. So why would I go to L.A. when I just left L.A. prior to all of this happening, right?
Yeah.
Everything is curated and everything is manufactured. And that's why he sits down with the people that he sits down with. And that's my issue. It's not necessarily what or who he's talking to. It's the arena that he's having the conversations in.
Yeah.
So when you go sit down with somebody who's willing to go, and again, it doesn't have to be Joe Budden. Yes, I'm Joe Budden biased. I don't give a fuck. That's my guy, and I think he would do the interview justice. I think he would do the best job ever. Cool.
Right.
Take Joe Budden out of it. Go sit down with academics. Somebody who has championed you and held you and waved that OVO flag bigger than anybody. Go sit down with Rory and Maul. Maul has been doing the same thing. Yeah. Maul and academics don't even fuck with each other, but you know what they got in common?
Drake.
They love Drake. Yeah. So you can sit with somebody who's not traditional media, who's not Zane Lowe, who's not Elliott Wilson, and still participate in the culture, in the game that you've been playing. That's been my issue with this whole situation. And it's not, my stance hasn't changed. Like, yes, he's entertaining, and yes, it serves its purpose sitting with Bobbi Althoff, but it's also, you have an obligation when you say you want to be the best rapper to go sit down with somebody who's in rap.
I think our definitions of traditional differ from Drake.
Clearly.
Yeah. Because to SaVon's point, I think you're right in everything that you said. Again, I've always agreed with your sentiments, and as a hip-hop fan, you just want to see him with somebody in the space. It could be academics, it could be a new Rory and Maul, right? Like, that's always been your position. I think when he says traditional, and I'm very specific, I think he means age. I think he means age and demographic. All right? And as amazing as academics is and thorough as he is in his research and his dealings and just how he speaks about Drake, he's already established. Okay.
And there might be a bit of fandom, too much of a fan, I would say.
Yes.
Because Drake hasn't really played him close like that.
That's a perfect point though. Yeah. And I don't think he wants to be around any of that. I think any of that energy in terms of an interview throws him off. Bobby's trolling him in this interview. She's making fun of him. And it just feels like this is a guy that's comfortable. When he says traditional, I think he means more anybody who is going to ask me a traditional question.
Challenge me.
Anybody who is... Yep. Sure, but she tried to challenge him.
She didn't.
She did. I watched it. She did. She asked about his abs, and she kept continuing on his abs. She was like, so are you lying about your abs? Did you get them done? Are you sure? She tries.
All right, so go sit down. Yeah. Who'd you say? A few weeks
Gigi McGuire.
You said Gigi McGuire. Why?
Lip service.
Why, though?
I think Gigi McGuire, because, again, she's very well spoken. She has some media experience now working on the lip service with Angela Yee.
Facts.
And most importantly, she was a dancer in Magic City.
Boom, can I stay right there?
Yeah, for sure.
Because she was a dancer in Magic City, she probably will be an expert in BBLs.
Yeah.
She would be an expert in body alterations. So go sit down with somebody who probably can look at your abs and be like, yeah, nigga, you ain't, come on, bro, it's me.
But why would he do that?
Because, exactly. He's not going to do that because he can tell Bobbi Althoff for 18,000 ways, hey, I didn't get my abs done. You work with somebody who worked in nightlife, who knows what altering a body looks like and what your body should look like if you were to have these abs. She can challenge you in a different way.
Remember, I said
what I'm saying.
We're on the same page. Yeah, we agree. Yeah, again, it's just certain people.
What Gigi look like? She fine.
Gigi, yeah.
I'm fucking with
Gigi. You need to look up. Gigi, nice. Yeah, shout out to Gigi, man.
Gigi.
Hey, shout out to Gigi for real. But no, my whole point is really centered in, again, our peers, the space, coming to an understanding now of what it is. Because I'm tired of us acting all confused every single time he sits down with someone. That's where my point is based in. Like, what are y'all surprised by? He's literally telling us now exactly what he's looking for, what he wants to be around, what he doesn't want to be
You saw
around.
his muse?
Yeah, Rhea Ripley. That's nice. That Rhea Ripley. If you keeping up with that WWE. Rhea Ripley's all right.
She was there.
Yeah. I'll let her choke slam me.
Yo. It almost sounds like, as I was listening to it, it sounds like he owed her, or he owed her a favor. Drake owed Bobby a favor. And it sounded like, almost like, hey, like, I know you need this, so here are these questions, ask them in whatever form you want, whatever manner, and then it'll come off however he wants. Because it didn't sound like those questions came from her.
Even Bobby was getting frustrated that he wasn't giving her straight up answers.
Exactly.
She's asking pretty random subjects. It's light content, and he was still trolling her. Imagine what he would do with a serious topic.
And some of it was going over.
I think it's just,
you know what I mean?
And maybe this is the episode title, but I think it's just manufactured trolling.
Manufactured trolling. Oh yeah, that's a
thing. What I'm saying?
For sure, absolutely.
It's like we had our kind of spinoff show era where we had curated chaos.
Yes,
right?
we did.
The chaos was curated.
Yeah.
We knew what segments, what game show,
Yeah.
all of these things that were gonna get us going.
Yes.
Right? And that's what this interview was. That's what we're saying. And then also, y'all seen the Family Guy episode where I can't even remember the context behind it, but the brown paper bag test. Y'all heard of it?
Oh man.
You know the brown paper bag test. Basically, you take a brown paper bag, police officer holds it to your skin. If you are lighter than that brown paper bag, they just go let you go on about your day. Anything darker than the brown paper bag, your ass going to jail.
Peter Griffin was like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Drake needs to do the brown paper bag test when he's going to sit down with somebody, because it's been forever since I've seen anybody a shade darker than the brown paper bag.
He sat down with Yachty and got an interview out of
That
that.
was before all of this.
Yeah,
Okay. But I'm just talking about people who he has sat
No,
down
he's done
with
it in his life.
recent years.
And
I'm talking since he got his ass kicked. Which he
Okay.
acknowledged, hey,
Sure, yeah.
all of those things were happening and I
Yeah.
can't go to. So he know what happened. He's not oblivious.
And two, I will say for me, it's not that it's a white or black thing in that sphere,
Yeah, it's
because I understand, appealing to both, not parties, both races and all this stuff.
Yeah.
he is both.
Yeah, literally.
No, absolutely.
But like, if he were to do a Bobby mix with somebody else, if you get 2 interviews off or something like that, it doesn't even have to be a black person in the hip hop space. It could be another white person. To an extent,
No,
because
it does.
it's still rap. Because you can still get the same questions off as a
Nah,
as
you
a
can't.
white person. It's
That's the
rap.
problem. You
Nah,
can't.
they can't
In
say
rap,
nigga.
If Bobby was in rap, yeah, you can ask questions without saying that.
Yeah,
You-
but
like,
You need to
if we
sit
get comfortable.
and see, and I'm not even mad at your take because I understand what it is that you're saying.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna say to that is no. And the reason I'm gonna say no is
Okay.
because this is our culture. This is the one of the very few things that we have in our culture that we need to protect. So it could be the whitest hip hop historian we got.
Vlad.
And it don't matter. I'm not counting that as you sitting down. Like, it'll be nice, and I'll be appreciative. I think Vlad would
sure.
do a great job interviewing Drake.
He would ask some stuff.
Yeah, I think it would be great. That's not what we here to see. This is not Vlad. He participates in the culture. If you ain't been through the shit that we've been through, you can't identify with what it is that we can. We don't have the option or the luxury to jump in and out of this shit. When you black, you black.
So
and
what
that's it. When you of color, you're of color, and that's it.
So what would be the difference? The questioning from a black media member versus a white. Sorry, what would be the difference? The questioning from a black media member in hip hop, or the questioning from a white media member in hip hop? What's the difference for you?
It's just the life experience.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
just the experience.
absolutely.
It's the life
No
experience.
question.
It's not about the questions that's necessarily being asked.
Like I
think,
was joking about saying nigga, but it comes with experience.
I believe Vlad would ask all of the right questions if he had that opportunity. I truly do. I think he would do a great job asking the right questions. But I would ask you, I'll pose the question to you as somebody who consumes content. You just told me you more tapped in than I am. And I'll let you have that. I'll let you have that. And I'm going to ask you, would you rather see Drake sit down with DJ Vlad or Joe Budden?
That's the
Both.
thing. I don't
I'm
think
saying both.
I said, would you rather? Who would you, if you,
I'm saying both.
if they can't, if the interviews came out on the same day, who are you clicking on first? And be honest.
Well, I watch Joe more than Vlad.
Okay, so that's your answer.
But I have a bit of bias in that
Why?
Okay.
because I watch Joe.
Okay, what about Charlemagne or Vlad?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
see,
Charlemagne.
I don't even think he wrong in what he's saying.
And these are the two leaders in our culture. What about academics or Vlad with Drake?
Definitely act.
If you listen to this interview, like to answer what you're saying right now, that's what Drake. This is not me defending him, y'all. Let me be very clear.
Now somebody got to
This
do
is
it.
me. This is me just analyzing a person. Somebody got to do it. Ain't that how the song goes?
Yeah.
This is me just analyzing what he's doing. In this interview, he literally is. He called niggas losers.
Yep.
Like so stay right there. It's not about to him. It's not about what we want. Like that's my point in this. Every time we talk about Drake and new media, or I mean traditional media, he keep telling us, I don't care what y'all want. Shit, he even told Bobby a few turning point, two. Oh my god, I can't even talk right now. He said, Bobby, there was a few turning points in my life that I knew everybody was going to talk about. He said it was my nails and it was my braids. He on the interview telling us, yo, I know people are going to react to this. Oh my God, he get braids. What is this? He's having a midlife crisis. And he spoke about his nails. He said, yeah, I know they were going to talk. I was just waiting for somebody to say something. But, I was hanging around Yachty at the time and I wasn't trying to bite my nails. Like, he's already digesting everything we complain about, we talk about, that we see. My point is, he don't give a fuck, and he's doubling down on it.
Yeah.
And I think he's trying to continue that precedent with the people that he involves in his life.
And I think that is okay. The thing about this interview, I love the fact that he's living and speaking his truth.
Yeah,
and that is okay. Yeah. But as somebody who has grew up in this culture, you cannot claim or act like you are number one in this culture and move the way he does. And that is just where that is the disconnect. And that's all I've been really saying throughout this whole thing.
Right.
I love Drake's music. I will listen to Drake's music until the end of time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he will forever be in my top 5 Spotify wrap up, Apple wrap up. Okay. And I'll say it, I don't give a fuck. He has made amazing music.
A ton of it.
I will also make sure that, again, the OGs, the people that raised me, the music, the hip hop, the things that I believe in, I understand what this culture is. And maybe we always have jokes, and we talk about this on the podcast about me not really necessarily identifying, knowing like where I come from, right? None of my family can trace a country that we come from due to slavery, right?
Africans.
Slavery wiped everything out. Yeah, we African.
Yeah, African.
No, for sure.
I can tell you African.
I can tell too. Yeah.
Thank you. Sure. Hey, whatever it is, I'm gonna go take the ancestry test, and that's just what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But maybe I feel a little bit different because I know that hip hop is, birthed in a Black American culture.
Yeah.
Right. That's one of the things that and mac and cheese, right? Maybe some fried chicken, collard greens, and some fucking neck bones, whatever the case may be. But I know
can't forget bacon
and watermelon.
All of these
cornbread.
These are Black things.
All right, calm down. This is starting to sound. All right,
but that's the truth of it. Yeah. And so hip hop is another thing for me where I'm very protective of it and I'm very educated within it.
Yeah.
And so I know what you can and can't do just from the people that I look up to. Again, we always reference Styles P, and then even somebody like a Joe Budden, but then we go to a Method Man and a Ghostface and a Nas and a J. Like, we go to all of these people. Like, that's the problem with the generation that comes after us. They don't do their due diligence to think or learn from the people that came before us. Unfortunately for Drake, there's people like me who give a fuck still. No matter what, I can still listen to your shit.
I think, oh my God, you're making me do it. I think Drake gives a fuck about hip hop. I also feel like he felt, what's the best way to say this? They discounted him. I think he feels like he was discounted. His introduction into hip hop, it wasn't with open arms.
That's fine.
It's not like it's like that usually for most new artists.
Anyway. Yeah, I know. But my thing is, though, this is centered around the person who's dying on that hill.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
That's okay too.
Yeah.
But you cannot say you are the best, the greatest rapper, hip hop rapper, MC. You cannot be in that race and still play the game. Now it just doesn't exist.
I didn't know people were still doing that. I mean, when he said it, I expect him to. Like, you a big artist, but like, I go to like real wordsmith, lyricist when it gets into that realm. When you start talking about your Jada Kisses,
like
your
J.
Black
Cole.
Thoughts, your Rock Marciano. Yeah.
From an MC perspective,
Sure.
J. Cole or Drake?
From an MC perspective.
MC.
Oh,
definitely Cole.
I gotta go Cole.
Yeah.
That's not a problem,
right?
Like, I've always looked at Drake as the biggest artist.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I know he's a rapper as well, so he's gonna say, "Oh, I'm the best in the world." I get it, but again, back to us, people can say something, and we know what it is. That's my point with this as well. He can say he's this, but we know what it is, and it's okay. I'm tired of us acting so shocked. Every single time Drake speaks to somebody else, we all up in arms, confused. It's like, it's not
something different.
It's not confusing anymore.
And I think I'm growing to the point where it's like, I think I mentioned this before. Everything, like, every time he does something new, like, it's all in the uproar. Everything, Drake breathed 3 times today. He blinked twice. Like, honestly, I'm tired of it. I would just rather.
I'm sorry you're on
listen
this
to,
episode.
No,
I apologize.
not for you guys.
My bad. You good?
Not for you guys, because I'm in the world too in terms of like trying to figure out and seeing what makes sense and what's going on. But I would much rather just now listen to the music that he puts out.
For sure.
And I do understand the whole sphere of it.
Yeah.
Talking points and music and stuff like that. But yeah.
Alex, is there anything else that you've learned from this interview? that we should take away from this interview before we go?
Yeah, my biggest takeaways from it was he's invested into Bobbi Althoff. So of course he's gonna want to make this successful.
Do you know why?
I don't think we know why, but
No, we
they
don't?
kind of get
Okay.
into their dynamic a little bit. Like they talk about their fallout.
Yeah.
There was
He
like,
likes white women.
I mean, he's
His,
white.
his mom is white.
I know, but
That's
like,
what I'm saying. We can't forget these things.
We gotta like say
That'd be my point. You
I had
see?
to say it for myself just
Yeah.
now because his muse is real.
That's what I'm
His baby
saying.
mom's is white. His mom's
Yes.
white, and he's invested in this white woman.
Yes,
Like
his dad is black. We know that.
He makes anthems for the black girls. Hey, girl,
But he
put
can
your
also
ass
talk
over.
to the
make that coochie. Like I get it. I know he's doing it all for us, alleged. But he likes white women, and I think maybe that's the consumer in me. And you've been telling me this for a long time. Like, yo, accept him for who he keeps telling us he is. And I'm just like,
It's like, no,
oh wait, chill. Let me say that again. Time out. He's black.
But being eclectic as an artist, that's
Please, sorry.
that's a good thing to be.
Eclectic?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Not only
It can-
just playing
it
to
can-
one.
It can add to your creativity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it fosters growth and all that stuff. Yeah.
No, for sure. And I'm not again. I'm just waiting for the real conversation to come to the forefront. I feel like we're having it prematurely.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I really do believe. Like every time we come on this show, we're having a premature conversation that other people just haven't had, are afraid to have. Maybe they just haven't, whatever, said it as bluntly as we have. We don't have the largest platform. So if you're listening to this podcast, you are ahead of the curve, okay?
Hello.
You're hearing this first in real time. But I do think that's really what the conversation is. I think once we embrace and once we accept and once he embraces, hey, this is who I am. I am of the Kanye West, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. I am of the artistry of being in hip hop. I am not an MC. Once he says that, I think everything will just go back to normal. But the more he cosplays as, yo, man, I couldn't wait for somebody to say something about my nails. I was going to fuck them.
Yeah, he said that. My boy
Like, he was trying to sound
he's
tough in
I
the bed with Bobbi
couldn't fucking
Althoff.
wait. I couldn't fucking wait.
Yeah, it was.
And like, what are we doing? Like, he was trying to sound gangster in a bed with Bobbi
He asked,
Althoff.
That's him.
bro.
He also
That's him.
asked her if she thought he had a wagon. He offered to do a 360 for her.
Yeah, when they were talking
Nah,
about
but
his fake
that's
ass in the
entertainment and that's
BBL.
fun. Like,
Yeah.
we make dick jokes on here all the time. We shouldn't, probably, but fuck it, we have. Right? Like, I get it. It's a certain entertainment factor to who he is. He's also an actor. Right? Let's also keep that in mind, right? So he does know how to entertain and he's great at doing it. I remember he hosted the ESPYs.
I remember that.
I was amazed. I'm like, wow, this guy is multifaceted. Like, he can rap, he can sing,
he has that
can act.
sarcastic wit to him.
He's witty.
Kieran would love him.
He's fucking great. Like, he's amazing. And I think because he keeps trying to tell us he is the best rapper, greatest rapper ever, he's overshadowing all of the things that he's really fucking great at. Because for somebody like myself, it's like, bro, you trying to overcompensate to be something that you're not. And it's and it's not about the person that he is. I don't know him as a person, but you're not an MC. So like, just run the race that you're in, and you will be the best.
Well, I think he's both. He's both, but he's not the top.
He's not the MC.
He's not the MC.
I'll say
Correct.
that.
There we go.
He's not the MC.
Let's not forget about his timestamp
yes,
records.
yes.
Let's not forget about
let me
the
say that.
earlier albums.
I misspoke.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I
He's
I
not
see what you're getting
the
at.
MC. He is not of the Kendricks. He is not of the J. Cole's. He's not of the Pusha T's, the JIDs, the Freddie Gibbs.
He's in the midst, but
Hold
would
on
you
now.
put him at one
He
lyrically? That's all.
can dive in that lane.
Is he not supposed to see himself as that?
That's what I said. That's why I'm not mad. Remember, I just said that. I'm like, you could say you that,
He's
and
not.
I know what you are. Like,
He's
it's cool.
not.
Like,
He's-
I expect for you to be confident in yourself.
He's not. You know why he's not, in my
Yeah.
opinion? And then we can kind of move on to because when he looks in the mirror, he's supposed to be able to identify with who he is.
He
He doesn't. That's the problem.
You can't tell him that.
Yeah.
SaVon. That's what I'm,
looking
trying to
at
tell.
it. I see it.
You don't. You see what he giving you, and the fact that he was honest and open in this interview about knowing how people would look at him about the fake abs or about the nails. There was some level of awareness. Okay, let's go past that. It looks like he's a bit aware and is doubling down on, yo, if you like this, I'm gonna do the complete
Yeah,
opposite.
it's like it's trolling, like we said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And the entertainment value, like you said before. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.